You do that one. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Evening.
Somebody thumbs up this one before it even went live. I guess you can see it on the thing. That's funny. That's cool. Learn some new things today. But what's up, everybody? How you doing?
Hey. Okay.
We are
sharing. The sharing is caring.
Very much so. Of course, we want you guys to share the Marriage Mondays as well to your groups, to your pages, to your friends, your family, everyone. We already got 2 people on YouTube right there, 1 person over there on YouTube on our Tag Team Marriage over there, my larenzoreid YouTube, and Tag Team Wedding on Facebook. What's up, everybody? I know, don't worry about it. It is what it is. So we are getting all our lives up.
You titled it. What's the title?
My wife don't know the title.
He titled it.
So tonight, tonight's Marriage Monday is how. And so my wife can type it. How to prevent or ignite.
You know the subject. I just don't know how you. I just can't remember how you.
How to prevent or ignite sexless marriages. You know, it's funny. Like our sex conversations are some of the ones that are most requested for us to do a part 2 and things of that nature. So we definitely want to make sure we're giving that to you guys. You know, we ask y'all, let us know what y'all want to talk about. That's right.
And share and build on. All right, this is how it's gonna be.
Yep. So we want to get to everybody's information, what y'all are talking about, what's going on. So before we get started here, we're going to talk about how to prevent or ignite sexless marriage. Let's talk about what's on the shirt.
It's just a glare.
It's a glare, so y'all can't. So baby, gonna have to read it.
This says
just a glare on that.
Really, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So his says, and mine says,
wife found. And these are based on some great wisdom from the Hebrew Bible. So we want to take great wisdom from everywhere, and that's some great wisdom right there.
That's right.
Men
he who finds a wife finds a good thing.
Oh my gosh. We ain't gonna talk about how I ain't gonna go there. I'm gonna leave it alone. So anyway, I know. So as always, see, with great wisdom, there is also a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken from Ecclesiastes, Hebrew Bible again. You know, me, my wife, and our spirituality.
And he is the center cord.
There it is. And I like that. You know, one thing about that I always want to remind people is that me and my wife have different spiritualities, but we center on a creator, that there is a creator, that we are divine, that we are to treat each other as we would like to be treated. There's some core things that we do center on, which binds us together, right? And a lot of people, they have struggles with that, but we don't.
We don't.
So that third thing, that's your spiritual being binding you together, is an important thing. And that's an important part of our conversation tonight. But before we even go even farther, I'm going to do this part too. I'm going to show my wife how to do this quickly.
Okay, do it quick.
Quickly.
Wait, somebody do it
quick. Not that quick. That's not done quickly. You know, unless you're trying to sneak it while people in the house or something like that.
Come on, man.
Real quick. Y'all know how it's going down. We are having our 1-year anniversary wedding at the Georgia Aquarium. We want you guys to be there. It's catered by Wolfgang Puck. We're going to have events all weekend. February 20th, 2021 is going down. So we want you guys to show up. The only thing you have to do is go to tagteammarriage.com. Do your RSVP by paying for your and whomever you bring. It's going to cover all your
catered meal
and drinks. So we want you guys to come. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna have DJs. We're gonna be at the aquarium, big beluga whale tanks and other whale tanks, and all kind of things. And we're gonna have a great weekend. So we look for you guys to come. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. See you guys there. Less than a minute.
It was less than a minute.
Somebody else be talking about 5 minutes. So
yes, but this invite is to everyone. Everyone.
Everybody.
We love for you all to be there. Oh, hang up on the couch.
So you don't have those lines.
I always have to behind.
I know.
Cause you be.
I was a man.
Oh man.
All right. So tonight we're talking about how to prevent or ignite a sexless marriage. Now we have to say prevent because many people are in a great marriage. Y'all have a great sexual chemistry right now. Things are going great, but things are slowing down. Things are getting into a routine and that sort of thing. And you're noticing the differences. Life is taking over.
Age.
And we're also going to talk about how most people, after they've been married for a while, people like to say 7 years, but actually it's within that 3 year of how you can reignite it. You're not gotten to like 3 years not going by. You've gotten into kind of like a little mundane groove. How we can reignite the fire that you had in the beginning. Because here's the thing: when you first met, you've grown to love the person, their mind, their spirit, and all that. But when you first met, he was handsome and she was hot. Okay, y'all first saw each other about like, ooh. Or maybe you didn't, maybe y'all just grew on each other. But most people,
that attraction is physical first,
right? And
most people,
and it's not a bad thing. That's part of the problem. People think that's a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing. It's one of those things that you just got to keep going. So we're going to talk about that today. First, we're going to start with prevention, right? The preventive maintenance. Preventive maintenance. And
so
I just had the thought.
Yeah, I just had the thought. So
you caught one.
Getting started. Some of you may have experienced this. Remember, this is about being real. This is about being transparent, and this is about helping one another. So some of you may have experienced this. You may have been married years, may have been married for a short period of time. In those situations, those things are already creeping in. So if you have some input on this subject, please share.
Yes.
Please share and help others. So he said we're going to start with prevention.
That's right.
Preventative maintenance. You go.
All right. So here's the deal, people. I need you to understand this. When you first met that man, that woman, when y'all first got together, you looked at them and you saw everything that was hot. And you liked it. You thought it was sexy. Had a nice haircut. When had nice, skin looked good, clothes look great. Right? You always got to remember that person is physically attracted to you. That's the first thing that let's talk about your responsibility is to remember that person was physically attracted to you. And ask yourself, and if you can't ask yourself, go ask them, what was it about me that made me physically attracted to you? And here's the thing, you got to keep it going.
Right.
It will evolve, right? But you still have to keep it going. You see, when my baby met me, I was, at this point.
That's
not what I was talking about.
He used to shave all his hair off.
I know.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But that's a good one. I used to shave all my hair off. But that's anti to what I was saying. I was saying when they first met you, it was already there. You're talking about something that changed. We ain't got there yet. No, you're messing it up. Anyway. So anyway, when you first met him, there were certain things like when my baby first met me, right? I was about 15 pounds lighter. About a month ago, I'd been 20 pounds lighter, but about 15 pounds lighter when she first met me, right? So what that means is that, of course, age happens, of course, life happens, but I can't gain 20 pounds and expect her to still, look at me when I don't have a shirt on and be like, get excited about that. And I know that this may seem like more of a male thing, but get over it. It is what it is. There are changes, and of course, there could be medical reasons, but don't let your medical lies, mess up your marriage. But whatever it was, if if you used to dress a certain way, like I know dudes who, when they first met the lady, they used to dress nice.
So it was fly.
But then all of a sudden it's like jerseys and shorts and gym shorts all the time. White, yeah. They start to lose all the way they was dressing for they lady, right? So you can't do that. Basically, you can't. That's a no.
Right, ladies, if you kept the hair fly, you kept it cute all the time, and you know how we do when we first come around. We want to put on our best. If we see them coming, we trying to fix it. And same energy. Keep that same energy. Physical attraction is very important in a marriage. If you can't look at your significant other and be like, man, about something,
right,
then the person that they're looking at, we need to look at ourselves and consider and think, okay, what is it that I'm doing that's making that veer? What is it that I'm not doing? Because you know how the old cliche goes. You say it's an old cliche, but it's real. How you get them is what you have to do to keep them.
I tell you what my grandmother
and that goes both ways.
As she said,
whatever
my grandmother used to say, whatever you did to get them, you got to do twice as much to keep them.
Twice as much to keep them.
And you say that because life starts to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And life can easily, when you just date, I go to work and then I go home. Then I call baby. Then we might get together. But then I go back home. It's not as together all the time, 24/7, the expectation. Now you're not combining finances, you're not combining lifestyle totally. So now you combine everything. You gotta work twice as hard now because it's easy to get into your ruts.
Right.
Easy.
It is.
But you gotta keep that physical. Here's a biological aspect of the physical part. Seeing your mate looking good does not create long-term happiness, but it creates short-term gratification. So when that happens, your brain releases dopamine it releases dopamine down your spine, which causes you to feel happy, which gives you that little woo feeling. All right, but recognize it's not a long-term thing. It's a short gratification. So when that means it got to keep happening over and over again. Now, loving their personality, loving their heart, something that takes time, that's that long-term gratification, that long-term thing that when they look ugly and they old or they burnt up in the face, whatever happens, something happens.
Burnt up in the face?
You have like an accident or something, somebody get burned.
Oh.
But, yeah, I literally meant
that. You literally meant that.
But that's that. But see, that's what, when something tragic like that happens and a person say, you're still beautiful, I still love you. That's because they've developed the heart love, the heart beauty. Right. That heart dopamine drop that makes them happy and excited and want to be with you. But you need them short terms on a consistent basis. So like I've dated the person who wore heels and then they got comfortable and all of a sudden them flats started coming out. Or them little, I hate them little flats with the little heel that's about that big. Look like some
little kitten heel.
They look like, no, they're not even kitten heel. They look like penny loafer rejects. Ooh. Little things. And see all of that plays a part in keeping the marriage filled with sex. All right. That's the thing. And here's the thing about sex. Sex is another short-term gratification. You can't have sex on Monday and think the gratification of the sex will still be there on Friday. It's gone. You make love on Monday, it's like, whoo, baby. You wake up, the next day you're thinking like, last night was whoo. But then by the time you come home Tuesday night, you're like, okay, it was nice. But, how you doing? And you may not, but by Wednesday night, you like starting to look over there like, I'm going upstairs. What's going on? You starting to wonder.
Upstairs, right?
Switch. Oh, everybody has a cycle. Like this is one of the probably first week, second week thing that I told you. One thing I told you in like the second or third week.
Right.
You remember in a minute.
Okay.
I told my baby I got a cycle. I got a sex cycle. We can make love today. 24 hours later, well, 15 hours later, but 24 hours later, I'm horny. Another day go by, 48 hours later, huh?
Good.
48 hours go by, and I started. 48 hours go by, and I'm starting to be like, how you doing? What's going on? Another day go by, third day go by, I'm starting to get cranky. Like them Snickers commercials, start getting hangry.
And let's be honest, we're on an even tone with that.
Yeah,
and that helps.
Yeah,
that helps. Everyone is not there. Everyone's sexual appetite for one another is not a 24-hour cycle or whatever.
Right. Some people can go a week.
Some people can.
And they
can go a week and they be fine. And if that works for you, that works for you. But we're I don't even.
That sounds like it's bad for you.
It does. It's like, what? Who does that?
I don't know.
Okay. But anyway, if that works for you and yours, the problem is, the point we're getting at is when it becomes the sexless part.
Right.
The part where it fades.
Start becoming resentment.
And you're comfortable in not doing it. And it's always a problem, like, oh, I'm tired, or oh, I'm this, and oh, I'm that. Because I always feel like we make time for the things that are important to us. And if it's important to your spouse, it has to, Debbie, it has to be important to you as well.
Right.
And like he said, this is preventative maintenance.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about you got to the point where you agitated and you looking at her put on some pounds and it's not attractive to you, or he done put on some pounds. And that's not what we're talking about.
Now, preventative in that is speaking up.
Exactly.
Early.
Exactly.
And often.
Exactly.
Speaking up.
You have to be on a point of comfort, because why are you here? Yep. You have to be at that point of comfort with your spouse to be able to tell them in a kind, comforting, considerate manner, baby.
Hey, that's what got me back into the gym. We was laying. I don't know what we was doing, but all I know, I remember this. I remember that, and that was it. I was like, COVID. They now fixed the gym. They got disinfectants all over the place. I'm going to the gym.
But we had that conversation. We did. We had that conversation. I always tell him, and I used to always say, and I still always say it. It may hurt, sting a little bit, but I'd rather you be honest with me than to lie to me. My reaction initially may be defensive or because I'm hurt or whatever. But in the long run, I really want you to tell me the truth. I don't want you to sit up and look at me and be like, and don't open your mouth. And it's something that I could fix. Now, when we get into a situation where someone's health has faded, or there's an issue that has come up health-wise, then filling up that tank and being prepared and loving one another, that's when all those things come into play. Because you should not be complaining and agitated if your spouse has a medical issue.
No, you shouldn't.
You should not.
But if they don't, you gotta speak up. Like, there's a hairstyle that my wife, she likes, but I don't. And
Jackson, you all over the place.
If what good does it do if I tell her, if she says I'm gonna go get this hairstyle, but if I know I don't like it, I know it does nothing for me. If I know it actually turns me the opposite, then I gotta say it. I gotta speak up. I gotta say, no, I don't particularly care. But now you can go do it. You're still my baby. I still love you. You still, you're still cute. You're still beautiful. But I ain't.
You hate that.
That mohawk.
I love it. That was my go-to.
That mohawk.
That was my go-to style. I love my mohawk. Man. It was cute.
So
it is cute, but he does. He doesn't particularly like it.
So you gotta speak up.
I consider that when I'm getting my hair done. Like you said, I can do it. And I have, but I didn't wear it long because I realized there are other styles I can go to that are easy and can be my go-to style that he would still be attracted to.
That's right.
Because like we talked about earlier, initially, he used to cut his hair like ball, like.
Yep.
And some people can rock the ball with
Like,
the beard.
This
They
was
wild with that.
this was an afro. This is an afro to me.
Yeah, he feels like that's too much hair. But I love the dark season. I like when you can you can see that line and it go line up with the beard and woo! Yes.
And so you're wearing. So another preventative. Date your woman, date your man. Now, notice I said both.
Yep.
Date your woman, date your
Date your man.
Just because y'all been together or y'all together, you got to keep dating. Just because you got married or whatever, or you got to keep dating. Okay, well, however
Just you have kids, whatever.
You got to keep dating. Either dating, you might have to be more creative. Like for us, you may have a unique situation, you may not. We have our 11-year-old nephew, but we also got a grown person here. We also got family members that are not too far away. If we needed to, we can get somebody to watch them.
We can dump him off.
Yeah, we can drop him off. If we didn't have him, all our kids grown. Wouldn't even matter. But some of y'all got small kids and you don't have family, you don't have friends, you don't have that situation. And I know y'all tired. I get it. But this is where you got to be even more creative. This is where y'all got to be. You have to talk even more so to say, okay, I understand for right now, we got this 3-year-old and this 18-month-old. We can't necessarily go everywhere we want to go, but what can we do? Y'all sit down and talk about what can we do at home, especially when they go to sleep. I know we tired, so short dates, easy dates.
Right.
Go back and watch the video when we was showing y'all all the sex toy games.
Right.
Get some games that you can play. Set out a picnic. Have that when we talked about doing 10 minutes every night, where you 10 minutes and you just fantasize, talk to each other.
Yeah. Be intentional with your time together.
Yeah. I mean, set up things.
Those children will grow up and they will
leave you.
And y'all sitting there looking at each other like, I
don't know you.
Who are you?
I don't know.
What's that?
I don't know. You look like somebody I knew 20 years ago.
You look like somebody I knew.
Right. But do those things. I mean, it don't have to. It got to be often. It got to be often. Notice I'm gonna keep repeating that the whole show.
It has to be.
It got to be often. Like I learned. We had a conversation earlier this week, right? Where like we talked about love languages so many times on these videos. The love language of gifts is at the bottom for me, but it's at the top for my baby. So that means me receiving gifts is not the biggest thing, which also unfortunately means me giving gifts is not the first thing on my brain. First thing on my brain is hugging my baby, kissing my baby.
Because his on top is physical.
Cuddling with my honey. If I pass by her, she gonna get touched. That's my thing, right? So I have to remember gifts, and I have to do it often. You have to figure out what it is that makes her and him feel special, and do it often, even if you don't. And I'm gonna say something right now. I probably shouldn't say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Right? I made it a point, a decision. And here's the thing: if you know me, I don't go for that. Oh, I'm gonna wait all day. I'll get into it. No, I made a decision that I'm going to be 1,000 or 100% better. No such thing as 1,000%. 100% better at the gift thing. But I know currently I suck a little. Well, I suck to her. If any of y'all think I'm great. So I called 2 people and I said, this is your job, is to assist me. Because I ain't stupid. If I left it up to me, it ain't gonna work out well. We'll be having the same conversation in 2 months. So I called 2 people and I said, this is what I gotta do. This is what I've decided, and I need your help. And if you 2 people are watching this, you shh. But because you don't ever need to know who the 2 are. But anyhow,
wow.
I made it a point to talk to 2 people and say, hey, I this is my plan. This is what I'm doing. I need your help. So if you need help, enlist people that you can trust that will have your best interest at heart. And
good question. Here we go.
Right.
Good.
So yes, figuring that thing out. That's it to that one. You got to give gifts. You got to date. You got to, whatever their love language is, you got to keep throwing, keep doing it.
So 90 had a good question. It said, Coach, why should her love language become your love language? It shouldn't.
No, it's not.
It's not. And I don't expect my love language to become his. But what I do expect is for him to understand my love language
And do it.
and do it.
But they do it in it.
And for me to understand and what he to understand his love language
And do it.
and do it. It's easy for us to do what we like because I'm a gift giver. Y'all can, I mean, they can't see that, but I mean, there was one presented that they saw the motorcycle. I'm a gift giver.
Right.
He can come home.
That motorcycle nice too, y'all.
He can come
y'all
home
don't know.
any given day.
I go in the garage and look at that thing. Even on a rainy day, I go look at it.
He can come.
And by the way, I'm naming Shango. That's gonna be his name, Shango.
That's the bike's name.
Shango.
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 Okay.
The Thunderer from Africa.
I get to ride Shango too, right?
Oh hell. Okay, I'm gonna change this name.
Wait a minute. Why can't ride Shango?
That's good though. She got me on that one.
I did. Okay.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna have a little cosplay. I'm coming up into the room. I'm gonna be Shango.
Okay.
And you can ride Shango.
Okay.
I come to bring the thunder.
Stop.
On the right Shango.
Not in that, but no.
Shango go to battle for you.
Gosh. My love language does not have to become his love language. So thank you for that question, but I hope we clarified that. Yeah. It should not be expected that my love language becomes his or his becomes mine. It just should be expected that we understand each other's love language and we do it.
And let me throw something in there as far as that one. I know we're gonna get you, Riri.
Janelle, you guys said what's nice because this is moving a little fast and y'all making comments and some of them not clear what you're making a comment about.
So just to add to what my baby was saying about knowledge about the love language, here's one of the things, because this is something that we struggle with, right? My baby's love language is receiving gifts, but so she also demonstrates her love by giving.
By giving.
She knows that giving gifts is at the bottom for me. Mine is, of course, affection, and hers, and hers, affection is not at her top. It's in her middle area. So here's the thing. Here's another thing you got to think about. When she gives a gift to me and I don't respond the way she wants me to respond, you can't get mad because it ain't my love language. That's why we said that it doesn't have to become yours or his.
And we have to realize it because I do. Sometimes I get a little in my feelings because he didn't respond to my gift the way that, the other way around.
And because my baby's love language is not affection. See this right here? This? I can't stand them little kisses. That's like kissing out. To me, I call them brother sister kisses. I hate them. To me, every day we should, before I leave, big long big juicy kiss. When I see again, big juicy kiss. I want the big kisses all day, big kisses.
I got you.
Right? So sometimes I get in my feelings because we get ready to depart from each other and I get that brother sister kiss. I be mad. I be talking about the little German study. There's a German study that shows, but you gotta sometimes I have to oftentimes I have to pull myself back and say that ain't my baby's love language, but she trying. She kissing me, and which is more than she's told me that she used to do anyway. So I have to recognize that and get out of my own way to recognize the effort my baby is putting out. So wait a minute.
Okay.
Riri said, "What if you can develop a new love language together also?" You can. That's hard.
It is.
That's hard
because you were created separately. You have different upbringing. You have different, you had goals, different focuses. Once you become an adult, sometimes your love language really is developed from your experiences in life and either what you lacked or what you got a lot of. So if you had a parent that was very affectionate,
like mine,
very affectionate, then like his, then that's something that developed for him.
Yeah, like we have a whole affectionate family. Yeah, always hugging and all that.
Man. Right. So that develops in that manner. So together, I don't know about developing it together. I kind of elaborate. I think you maybe comment. Riri, tell us more what you're saying about developing one together. Janelle, I got you the bite. Okay, thank you. Naughty Not said, Naughty Not asked Coach, why should her love language become your love language? And then she followed up with, I'm asking because he said he's going to commit to giving gifts, even though that's not his authentic vibration. So remember, we just said it may not be his, but the point is for him to understand mine and do it, because that's what gets me going. So if his care and concern and love is for me, then he's gonna want to what? He's going to want to make me happy. He's going to want to do those things that make me happy. So it's not necessarily that is his is his not his authentic vibration, and it may not be. But the point is, okay, yeah, I know you do.
Right.
But the point is, I'm his focus, and he's my focus. So it's not about faking it, or it's about learning that love language and understanding it and saying, hey, this is what I know my husband likes. This is what I know my husband enjoys. Um, like I last year for his birthday, I took him to the Falcons game.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've been trying to remember what the heck that was.
I took you see what I'm saying? See? You see his
But
no.
But
No,
I told you in the very beginning. I said
I know.
we would do something and I will not remember
Right.
until like something got a
But
spark.
me, if he took me to see Ariel on Broadway, I'm gonna remember that thing. Because that's my thing. Like, he surprised me. He gave that to me. My love language. That's like one of my tops. So I'm gonna remember that. But because it's not his, he enjoyed it. He loved the surprise.
Oh yeah, it was great.
But
even though they lost, but it was great.
They always lose. But even though, and I have to learn that, and I'm still working on that, because I still kind of get in my feelings when his response is not what I wanted or I feel it should be when I surprise him with things. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and take that, because I know you want to hit with that.
Oh, so what to add? Okay, here's the thing. And 99 has followed a lot of she's on my YouTube channel, so this is going to sound a little repetitive.
Thank you,
but for everybody else, because no question, everybody got somebody else got the same question. But anyway, here's the thing. When I was a personal trainer, I used to always tell my clients, 25% of who you are is natural. That's your authentic self. But 75% of it is all environmental. It's who you grew up to be. It's the conditions around you, your situation. Now, Baby was hitting on that a few minutes ago, right? That 75% comes from your environment. Now, here's the crux of it all. When you're saying, but you were just asking because he's going to commit to giving the gifts, though that's not his authentic vibration. We oftentimes, especially in this world today, we get caught up into the idea that, I'm naturally who I am. I'm going to be my authentic self, but your authentic self is mostly generated, created, which means that you, even now, even though you have created the hypnotic rhythm habits of being a certain way, you can still decide who you're going to be, period, on anything. You can change what your love language is by making a decision and then refocusing how you think about it, right? So I have a friend, Troy. Troy loves cars. I could care less about cars, right? For a long time, could care less about cars. Don't find interest in them at all. But because Troy became my friend and he was always talking about cars, I started developing a interest in cars. Now, I don't have an interest like him where he knows all the motor this, motor that. But like, I was just scrolling on Facebook Marketplace to see what's selling. I saw a car on there. Baby, lucky I ain't just got $13,000 sitting in my pocket. That thing would have got bought. A classic car, that's a whole nother story for me. Now, but 15 years ago, I would have saw a classic car and be like, that's nice, old people car. Look like something, But now it became a developed love, a developed habit. And that's what I'm saying. Whatever it is, it can be developed. You can develop yourself into anything you want to be. And that's one thing about being preventive, is that as people change, as culture change, as the time change, you have to recognize that you have to make a concerted effort a decision to become whatever it is you need to or desire to become. That if I'm saying why am I here, then I have to say it's not about what I desire to become, it's what I need to become. Right? It's what I need to become. And I shouldn't tell my baby, you know what, you got to wait 20 years for me to become this.
Right.
No, you're going to get it. And you're going to get it. I may not, this thing I may be able to change today. This one might take me a couple of weeks. This one may take me a couple of months. This one, it depends upon how ingrained it is in me, may take a couple of years. But every habit you have, everything about you was developed. So that means everything about you can change. You just have to surround. And here's the thing, 75% comes from your environment. You just have to change your environment to fit it. What did I do over the last couple of days to change my environment to fit it? I pretty much incorporated 2 people in my life who will pretty much force me to change it because they're going to be getting on my nerves, right? And by doing that, I'm changing my circle. I'm changing the tribe that I vibe with in order for the change to occur. And that's a big part of preventing as well. If you are an excited couple, y'all like having fun and y'all be getting it in, y'all be like, you know, people be coming knocking on the door because y'all invited them over at 8:00, but it's 7:55 and y'all trying to get a quickie in and they knocking on the door, but y'all like, we gonna get this in, but they some boring couple. Y'all gonna become boring. What's the old saying? It ain't old saying. I don't know how old the saying is. But if you around 9, you associate. Well, no, if you hang around 9 broke people, you might become number 10. If you hang around a boring couple, you're gonna become a boring couple. If you hang around some dudes that's always complaining about how their wife don't do this and their wife don't do that and they don't do that and I don't get none no more, your wife may not be doing that, but you're gonna find her. You're gonna find it. You're gonna start saying it.
That's true.
You're gonna look. It's gonna be so in your mind. You're gonna find it. Same thing of your husband. You're gonna find the negative if that's the kind of people you hang around. So it's a purposeful choice, a purposeful decision. You got to decide who you're going to be. I'm 48 years old. I turned 49 in a couple of weeks. And with every year, I decide who I'm going to be each year, right? So that's where we got to go with this thing. That's how we get it prevented because I'm already making decisions of who I'm going to be, right? So and some of these decisions, they affect, well, all of them affect my baby, but you know, some even more so than others. Like y'all, I don't know how I'm gonna find me 13 grand. Hopefully nobody buy this car. I gotta show it to you. When I saw that thing, I almost dropped my phone.
Hey, why? That's a great point regarding other couples.
Oh, I just realized it matched the color of the bike.
Oh wow. So now you gotta say thanks. So it's a matter of giving up your will. Yes, ma'am, to an extent.
Yeah.
Because if you have incorporated another person into your life, even if it's your children, you have to give up some of your will to be able to get along with, show affection to, show attention to, love, all of these things that make having a relationship work. You have to give up your will in different areas. Does not mean you have to give up who you are, because who you are is what attracted them in the first place. You're not giving up who you are, but there are times where you have to give up your will for the other person. So the answer to that, Nadi, is yes. Sometimes you do have to give up your will. You can't be in a marriage and do everything your way. And there are times we get into arguments and the go-to, you just want it to be your way.
Right.
I said he just wanted his way. He said, I just wanted my way. But we have to end that thing with, why are you looking like that?
There was a fly.
But we have to end that thing with, you know what? We have to figure this out, how it's going to work for both of us. And sometimes that comes with giving in, giving up your will.
Right. So, what do some of you guys do to prevent
falling into a sexless marriage?
Falling into a sexless marriage. What are some of the things you guys do? Because and there's a bunch of things you can do. You know, having conversations, having intimate conversations. Right. How many of you guys have intimate conversations? And we naked monkey on the table up in this joint.
We the what?
Naked monkey on the table
Put
in
the
this
naked
joint.
monkey on the table.
I tell my baby stories sometimes, right? And the stories, like, it's not, the story ain't meant to create sex, but it's meant to create intimacy, which for us most of the time turns into sex as well.
We
But
don't mind. It's okay.
but look, I can start out with some lady sitting on the bus, and then a dude get on the bus, and all of a sudden things just happen all over the bus.
And we people on the bus.
We people
and
on the
wheels
bus.
go around.
Yeah. I can't be telling y'all.
So
but all kind of stuff can happen. The imagination is created.
But that's the intimacy that we have that keeps that thing going, because we don't want to fall into a sexless marriage. We don't. It is very important for someone to say sex and marriage is not important. You are lying.
That's right.
And you have convinced yourself to believe a lie.
Mm-hmm. And one of the ways I'm gonna say this. I have opposing thoughts on this one. A good preventive thing for me. If it was totally my way, there would be no TVs in the bedroom. Right? There'd be no TVs in the bedroom. Right. Because that's one thing that can get you into a sexless marriage is you become ritualistic and going into your bedroom. Going into your bedroom and watching some show. Oh, we watching what's that show you were just watching? Married at First Sight. Oh no, what started? Masked Singer started. We got to be in bed and watch the Masked Singer. Then after the Masked Singer, we got to catch up on this show. And next thing you know,
Masked Singer was you and your nephew. Katie got us on that.
I was stupid when I first heard of it.
I did too. Yeah. Katie got me hooked on that.
Y'all got me.
Okay.
So anywho, the point is, you can get caught up in the watching those kind of things. Now, one of the things that me and my baby will do is that we do have a TV in the bedroom, right? And that's not an abnormal thing for most people when they were single, or just most people, period. But even when I was single, I still didn't do TV in the bedroom. Won't watch TV, go in the living. Bedroom is a sacred space in my world, in my thought process. But we will also watch things that is sexy. Mm-hmm. Like my baby found some show we started watching, the couples therapy show. Yeah. And the interesting thing about it is that, of course, these other couples are talking about sex, they talk about intimacy, they talk about communication, they talk about other things. And, to a certain extent, that could be appealing and bring more intimacy between the two of us, because we can like, oh man, that's something that I just said that last night. Mm-hmm. So that brings a level of intimacy. But we'll also watch some other shows that, a little risque. A little risque. Watch a sex. It don't have to be porn. If porn's your thing, though, watch your porn. Right? We'll talk about that another night. We'll talk about couples watch porn together. That's a subject for next week. Next week? Yep. Okay. Can or should couples watch porn together? Okay. We'll talk about that next week. But we'll watch some sexy stuff. I see. Yes, ma'am. And if you're watching movies like okay, for me, what was that movie? 50 Shades of Grey. Everybody. If you're watching, you can watch stuff like that. You can engineer and use the television for the purpose of bringing some intimacy. Yes, have your little shows that you watch. Yeah, your general shows. It doesn't have to always be that. But don't let the TV always be right. Whatever things you all enjoy watching together, that's still intimate time. If y'all find something like, I'm not gonna watch this if my baby not here. I'm not gonna watch this if he not here or she not here. We watch this together. So having a TV in the bedroom is not all bad. It's not the worst. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes we flip it. Well, pretty much every time, because I've gotten into the habit, and I know it's awful, I know it's bad, and it's not great, not helpful. But I got into the habit when I was single. I would turn the light down in the back of on the TV, and put like music on, hit Pandora, and put it on timer, so it goes off. So it's different things, if the TV is in there, there's different ways you can use it. But he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it in there. So at a certain time, I'm learning to just turn it off.
because we have that 10 minutes. Remember, we talked about that 10 minutes every night. Have 10 minutes of talk time with your spouse, not about work, not about the kids, not about what you're upset about, but about different things that you just want to share. If you did a talent show when you was 15 and you rocked it, and you thinking about that thing, and you, because I did so many of them. I did so many talent shows, and we used to get it. Um, but if it's something, a moment that made you happy, that's what that 10 minutes is for. Use that 10 minutes for that.
Riri said she don't like teas at all.
Yeah, she don't like him at all. Yeah. So, it helps bring us back. That 10 minutes, it helps bring us back. That those disagreements that we don't allow ourselves to settle on. Sometimes we do. They may go a day or two, and we in our feelings. But remember, we're building this up, so we won't get to the point of the subject tonight, having a sexless marriage.
Janelle, which show? Because
what show's on there? Yeah. So Janelle, they lived upstairs from us in Germany, in BFV Village, Washington Strauss. Her sister Dion, you met Dion. You ain't gonna remember Dion until you see Dion. She came out here, but they lived upstairs from us. When I was in Germany. But what show, boo? What show you talking about, Janelle?
Crazy sidebar. So while we wait on Janelle, let's also talk about igniting, how to reignite.
That's right.
Because some of these things we're talking about that can prevent it, you can also reignite. But here's the biggest thing about reigniting, because this is how it normally happens. That don't work.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all realize that your marriage is sexless. Either I'm mad or she mad or something happened and we have a conversation. We get an angry conversation or we have a nice conversation about it. And then we sit there and we say, you know what, we've been sexless for about 6 years now, but I think we just need to make the effort. We just need to make the effort. I'm getting in shape now. You dress nice, I dress nice. We're going to date each other. We're going to make the effort, okay? And we had this conversation, and then, right? That's how I go. We had a conversation. We feel good. Instant gratification, dopamine drop. And then a day or two go by, and guess what? Oh, I'm more attentive. I'm dressing better. I'm kissing you. I'm bringing you some flowers. You loving on me. We doing it. We do that for about 3-4 days. But then stressful day at work, you're tired. Then I have a stressful day. Then we get to an argument about something. Then so then it goes. So it lasted a week or maybe 2 weeks, and then it starts going back because your habits will get you. Mm-hmm. So in order to reignite, this is the most important thing. You got to do what me and this guy, Michael Fleming, used to always say about your life. Run your life like a major corporation, which means that a major corporation has a written out business plan with a mission statement. If you are going to reignite, meaning you're going to make a big habit change in your life, change the hypnotic rhythm of your marriage, then you got to, write a mission statement together. I mean this literal. I'm talking literal, y'all. Write a mission statement of what you plan on doing to reignite it. We're going to reignite our marriage because the reason why we're here is to have a loving, long-lasting relationship of commitment towards each other. In order to do that, we must do what? Well, like your god doggone calendar and start putting in your calendar what you need to do. I need to buy my wife flowers on Tuesday and on Thursday. Mm-hmm. And then I need to get her a card on Saturday. Whatever it is, because your budget may not let you go big. Mm-hmm. But whatever it is, you put it in there. I need to give my baby a massage on Sunday. And I need to do whatever you got. I'm going to run her a bath. And look at your calendar. It may not be the same thing every week. Okay, on this day, I'm going to run her a bath. Then next week, and then I'm going to get about 2 more weeks. I'm going to run a bath from that day. Then I'm going to go down and run a bath from this day. Plan it. Nobody succeeds without a plan. If you don't plan, you're going to fail. Point blank, period. Because you need something to consistently get you to do it. It's like I used to tell my clients, I need you to keep your food journal for at least 21 days in a row. Then it becomes a habit. I need you to work this exercise program 21 days in a row. Then it becomes a habit. Mm-hmm. If I can get you doing something consistently, it becomes your habit. It becomes your way of life. And then it changes. But if you just having them little stupid conversations, then yes, I'm calling them stupid conversations It is a dumb conversation to think that y'all just gonna talk about it one time and everything gonna change. Yep. It's not. And I'm also telling you from experience, because this is what I used to call the yo-yo marriage, because I was in the yo-yo marriage, right? Where we have the blow-up conversation. Things get nice for a week or 2 weeks, and then it starts ebbing back into the rut that you was in. And then 2 months later, you had the blow-up conversation again. Everything's nice for about a week, 2 weeks, and it gets back to the way it is. 2 months later, it's a yo-yo. It's back and forth. Mm-hmm. If you're not willing to write it down, and here's the thing, and I know I'm hogging this one, it takes both of y'all coming together and writing it down together, and then implementing it together, and then being the accountability partner without getting all pissy together. Right. Because when only one person does it, it won't work. Because the one person who does it is going to be doing it, then feel taken for granted, mm-hmm. And then I'm going to say it plainly, then they're going to leave your butt. Or they're going to find somebody else who's going to do it for them, A or B. I chose to leave, but I'm just saying, you got to be willing to, and it don't sound sexy. It don't sound sexy that you got to look in your calendar and say, okay, let me go ahead and plan my romance to my wife for the next 3 months. Planning my romance in my calendar. Let me set alarms, and let me make the color graphite or whatever color it is that to do this. Yes, buy her a gift on this day, and be specific. This gift on this day, this gift on that day. It don't sound sexy, but until it becomes your habit and your way, you just got to do it. That's how you make it work, mm-hmm. Right? And then once it becomes your habit, you ain't got to worry about writing it down. Right. Then it just becomes who you are. That's how we make a concerted effort or decision to change who we are to fit the reason why we came together, right? Right. So you got to make a serious plan. That plan may see, we're gonna go to Tokyo Valentino. That's an adult toy store for those who don't know. We're gonna go there. I don't know what I'm buying, but I might buy this. We're gonna try that. I saw this on a show. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that. You just gotta go do it, all right? You just gotta plan it. Because I've been writing in my calendar. And I wrote some things in my calendar.
And yes, ladies, we must have a calendar as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm talking to everybody.
Yeah, that's everybody. We definitely must have it, because that's Claudia says she coming to Tokyo.
You coming to Tokyo?
It goes both ways. Because ladies, we have to remember, men are usually visual. They're usually visual. They don't really stick in the gut and the emotion. Mm-hmm. It can build. Yeah, I tell him all the time, he easy. You walk by him and he ready. Like, you just easy. But I'm easy too, so. So anyway, we have to.
Easy for me.
We have to remember that they need the same thing. They need to feel wanted and desired and attractive and all of those things. And they're not going to say it and respond and put it out the way we do. But they need that, and they want that as well. So we have to do our part too. Mm-hmm. So that calendar, it might be up here for the ladies. I don't know. I don't have to write it down. It's kind of up here for me. But as long as it's being done. Yeah. As long as it's being done. Debbie and Claudia going to Tokyo with us.
And another way to reignite it, one of the things. So
Debbie, I know you going.
So you guys saw the bike.
Already went.
Y'all saw the bike that my baby got me, which amazing. Y'all saw the bike my baby got me. And with that, even before that, we were starting to realize that we work too that doggone much. We work all the time, right? So what up, Shondell? So we work all the time. And we had a massive, massive blow up. And in that blow up, we wind up taking a 2-hour trip away from everybody and everything. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie to you. Started out, my wife was gonna take a 2-hour trip away from everybody and everything.
I was going to have a woosah.
And then I jumped into her woosah so we can have our own.
Because to be honest, I wanted him to jump into my woosah.
Games.
No, it was not a game, because I wasn't going to go by myself.
I thought you would have went myself, but your heart of hearts wanted me to go.
Yeah, it did. I wanted you to go.
So we went, but I caught the vibration and we went, right? But in doing that, one of the things we realized is that...
Wait. So, he was at work. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows Uncle Renz Popcorn. He was at work. But he adjusted things And he made it possible to go with me within an hour's notice. Because we have to remember what things are important. We get that we work for ourselves and we have the adjustment to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But just understand, you may not have an hour's notice, but you may be able to say, babe, give me till tomorrow. Let me get some things together. Or give me to the end of the week. Let me get some things together. So I just want to hone in on that point. When you realize there's something, you can't just talk it. You got to do it. So he realized I was in a place. I was upset. I was bothered. I needed to get away, even if it was for 24 hours. And I was taking a little trip. I was going to drive up to Augusta. That's only an hour and a half.
Oh, here you go, an hour and a half.
Get me a room and just, well, no, I wouldn't have stayed overnight. Yeah, I know that would have. I know, but but my thought was I want to get away, but I did want him to go with me. But he was at work. He had gone in for a few hours, and I sent him a text, and I was like, "Look, it's not that I wanted to get away from my family. I wasn't trying. I just needed a different environment for the moment. But the whole point is, he made an assertive effort. He made an effort, and he went. Did y'all say y'all going to Tokyo? He made an effort. He made it work.
Tokyo Valentino, an adult toy store.
She know what it is.
Oh, I thought she was saying like Tokyo City. My bad. She didn't know what it is.
You know what? She know what Tokyo is. Stop it. Stop it.
But yeah, so you got to make those efforts. But we realized that. Let me not say we. I realized, because baby actually been saying this for a minute, but I just hadn't been listening because my focus has been build a business, take care of my family. Build a business, take care of my family. That's been my thought process. But it was, we need to spend some time together. We need to take breaks from all this work. Especially me, I work 7 days a week, right? So breaks got to be put in there. We got to spend some time because what's the use of building a kingdom for a family and then the queen ain't there? Because she like, I've been in this drafty castle all by myself. So I found some dude who you got a kingdom, but it's empty. He got a fiefdom, but there's a bunch of people in there. So, that can't happen. You can't have none of that. So I had to, you got to take a break. You got to go do things. So we decided that at least every month we take one, if it's a day, overnight. Yeah, we decided it's going to be overnight.
Yeah, it has to be.
Because I like hotels. Because eventually y'all going to see the video when we like, we just bought this hotel. Because I love hotels.
Thank you playing.
I love me some hotels.
Come check in.
So,
well, there you go.
I want that hotel so bad. But we we decided that that's one of the things that will keep the flame going for one, because we went to old Podunk, Augusta, but
what?
Man, that city, that town.
Augusta, what you call it?
Podunk.
Podunk. What does that mean?
Really?
Podunk.
Podunk. Y'all see how she be trying to act out New York City something?
Look. It don't have nothing to do with New York City. I don't know what podunk is.
It's like a little.
My mother from the South, and my people on this end from the South, and my people on that end from New York.
Small raggedy country town.
Podunk.
In the middle of nowhere.
Okay, I mean, I got it
like
down.
Like BFE.
What's it?
Bum FED.
Oh, okay.
Middle of nowhere.
All right.
Oh.
Small. Thank you, Shondell. Just because he from Mayretta.
So anywho. Hopefully my personal Facebook, the battery's a little low. If it dies out, go to the tag team one. Okay. But
yeah, come on.
So hopefully,
what is this one? This is
that's
yours?
me. Yeah.
Oh yeah. If y'all on Larenzo, y'all may have to go to tag team because his battery is dying.
If you're on my Facebook,
we get ready to wrap it up. Though.
So. Well, we went to the little Podunk town. Oh, I was about to make a joke. I messed up the whole joke.
Sorry.
Because I was going to say, if you was on that Riverwalk and you were looking up at the one on the 8th floor, you might have saw something that you wasn't looking for. Looking through that window. Right? Now, why am I telling our business like that? That if you were looking up.
Because we grown and we married.
And you might have saw some stuff pressed against the window glass.
Okay.
It's because you got to have that excitement. because you ain't doing that at home. Ain't nobody pressing no butt cheeks against the window glass at home. You know you ain't doing it. It's in the bed all the time, the same kind of way. But you know when you go out of town, you feel a little free because you know don't nobody know you, and you can do you're a little extra. You're a little extra. That keeps it. Yeah, that keeps the flame going. Llewellyn don't be saying that because it's your sister. I don't care. But you gotta realize that going out of town affords you that opportunity. Though
we have freak in the blood. You see my sister?
I know, that's your sister.
We have freak in the blood.
Anyway, you got to be able to go out. Going out of town gives you that. So even if it's just to go out of town once a month, just to have a little freaky time, go out of town once a month. Town ain't got to have nothing in it. All right, but just go do it. And that helps to reignite it because then there
was nothing there.
And then there's an anticipation. You start building up this anticipation for the next trip. The next month. It's like, and you'll be surprised that as you build the anticipation, you'll go ahead and start doing more things at home in your day. Let me tell you a quick little story. Short version, very short version. This is what you use to teach salespeople something. There was a sales guy who was, wasn't door-to-door selling, wasn't doing that great. But then they convinced him and told him that every 10th person is gonna buy. So when you get to that 10th person, they're gonna buy. So when he's knocking on door number 1, he's like, "Hey, how you doing? I sell vacuum cleaners, blah blah blah." Number 2, he's like, "Hey, how you doing? I sell vacuum cleaners." Number 3, "Hey, how you doing? I sell vacuum cleaners." He becomes more and more excited because he knows he's getting closer to number 10, and number 10 gonna buy. But usually he's selling number 6 because he's so excited about the god doggone vacuum cleaner that the person's like, "Well, I gotta buy this vacuum cleaner." So now he starts back over at number 1. He never gets to 10 because he gets excited about getting to 10. So it hits at 6. So what I'm saying is when you got that weekend that you know y'all gonna go, you're gonna have fun, no stress, no work, no kids, and it's freaky dicky, then you start getting excited leading up to it, and you start doing stuff at home because you're getting excited. And then you start buying gifts because you know where you're going and you're getting excited. You start want to touch him or touch her because it's getting excited. You keep getting excited because you know when you get there. But you'll have a lot more fun in the journey. And that's the thing.
In the journey.
Enjoy the journey. Yeah.
Enjoy the journey. We're going to end with that one.
We're going to end with that one.
That was nice.
So
that's good.
I hope you guys learned a lot. I mean, it's very simple. It's very simple. Plan it. Be intentional. Do everything on purpose for the reason why you're here to keep it going. Because y'all can go make a bunch of money and y'all can be super spiritual. But if the sex ain't there, I'm just gonna be honest with you, it ain't gonna work. Whatever your sex level is, it's not gonna work. It ain't gonna work because even the old people starting to realize it because it used to be acceptable that you get old and you don't have sex no more. The old people have sex left and right, left and right. So don't think just because somebody gets older, it slows down or it stops. Some people slow down, maybe, but still, the point is you got to keep it going. You got to keep it going. Because you got to have all those components need to be working together. You need the finances for whatever your life is. You need the spiritual intimacy for whatever your life is, but you need the physical intimacy in order for it all to work.
That's right. Debbie said, "I'm going in 30 years and we're just as happy now as back then." Thanks, guys. Yep. Debbie, knowing you, I know y'all are. Birthday anniversary. Claudia said, "Who? Just because you get old?" Yeah. That's right. That's because y'all were intentional moving forward from the beginning on.
That's right. And y'all
get it on. My brother-in-law is 20 years my sister's senior. Yeah, let that wrap.
And
let that wrap.
Let me tell y'all about them jokes.
And this man is so energetic. I love my brother-in-law. Like when we first met him, like he was baby, all over the place. And he used to take a handful of vitamins. And we were like, "Dang, we trying to keep up with Paul." But 22 years. He's 22 years her senior. And to this very day, they came weekend before last. We were sitting out back. He was having a cigar. They're drinking some wine. And the music came on. She was like, "Come on, baby, let's get up. Let's dance." And they got up in their pajamas and their sock feet. And they was out on the bank. And we had the candles going, and they were dancing, and she was grinding, and Paul was like, "Yeah."
That's what threw me out. I thought they were gonna get up and dance like,
yeah, right. But no, that girl was in the dance hall, and she was
bending over, and he behind her. They tried. Y'all, they twerking.
I love it.
They older than us by decades.
Mind you, Paul is 22 years older than my sister. And they're in love. I love it. I love it. Yep, even in the nursing homes, Janelle.
And they was out freaky dicking us on our own back porch.
Yeah, we sitting there like
I know. I felt inadequate.
I did too.
I was like,
we
need to go dance.
But that's because they have been working on this thing. They've been intentional. So don't allow your relationship, don't allow your marriage to become sexless. Defend it from issues like that.
Because it'll be out of balance. Everything will be out of balance. It won't matter how much money you have or don't have. It'll be out of balance. It will. And then you might become workaholics. You might have all the things, all the toys, but there's no enjoyment for it because there's no intimacy, there's no sex. And you need that dopamine drop constantly. It's actually good for your body. All right. So we're going to end it, guys. It's been great. This is the fastest hour ever. That just went by so quick. Next week, we talking about, I don't know how the title going to be, but it's something. So y'all got to join us next week. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, get over there and subscribe to Tag Team Marriage on the YouTube channel. But we're going to be talking about should couples watching porn. That's what we're going to talk about. Couples watching porn. And we're going to talk about the ha-ha of it and the seriousness of it. That's right. Because we know sometimes porn can be an issue. Right. And we're going to talk about, how you can just make it as a tool if you can. If there are certain aspects that may not allow you to be able to make it as a tool. And we're going to talk about that as well. All of that. All right. All right. And then we're going to talk about like what positions are real and which ones aren't. What things are real, which ones aren't. I'm saying that now. I don't know if we're going to talk about that, but I'm going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Charlie. See, that's like bait. All right. So that's it. No, Charlene, you late. You gotta go back and rewatch. You gotta go to YouTube. If you missed, you came in late, go to YouTube, Tag Team Marriage on YouTube, and you can watch all our videos. Get caught up. Binge watch. Yeah, binge watch. Tag Team Marriage. Catch up. All right. See y'all guys later. Have a great night. And remember why. Remember why you are here. Later. Turn off 50 screens. Right. So you get in on that because it's still on.